Yeah, and Kpop, for those, you didn't see it on stream, but those in the venue definitely did not forget his set yesterday, I believe with Umali, who would have been the one to put him down here. It was one of those, like, the read was right, but the hands didn't do what the brain told him to do sort of deal.
Oh, my apologies. You know,
the
set is already over. The Salon Classic already happened. Kpop took out Dak Josh already, so now Manabu, who took out Stomps, is now in losers round 2, so now it'll be Kpop versus Manabu here. This is still local.
Yet another Guile, too.
And, of course,
it so appears.
The tried and true Kimberly, one of the best Kimberlys to do it in the business. I was talking about it in pools. You know, we haven't seen much representation from Guile, but you know what? I feel like we're getting our Raisin Bran 2 scoops here, man.
Your daily dose. That's right, that's right. But, of course, the Kimberly, right? Easily one of the fastest characters in the game. One of the characters that can kind of make Guile, like, one of the big disadvantages that people don't usually talk about for flash kick characters is to be ready defensively, you don't get to walk. And against, I feel like these mobile, hyper-mobile characters, that's where you see that disadvantage come into play the most. So are we going to see, yeah, these waiting for the movements, because that's giving Kpop initiative, right? Allowing for Kpop to set the pace.
Yeah, someone has to be the aggressor, especially in a zoning matchup like this, right? And I think you make a really good point. If you're being hyper-aggressive and you're able to make a charge character lose charge, you know, it's easier said than done. As we're already seeing Manabu win that first round here. And, you know, Kpop has a lot of experience against Guile, but it takes a different kind of player to set you off your rhythm.
Yeah. And, like, the kind of player, Kpop, you're going to see a lot of him using that walk speed to its fullest extent, just dancing around in Manabu's face. Ooh, just calling out no plus frames for you as he fights his way out of that corner, though.
Yeah, I think maybe Manabu kind of showing a little bit of their hand in terms of just, okay, I'm going to flash kick every time you try to install plus frames. So I'm curious to see if Kpop gets in that situation again and baits out the reversal.
Prescient, you knew. And man, is he about to get a nice pickup here. Are we gonna, no, a little drop. That was supposed to be an elbow, I believe.
Okay, we still have a CA on deck here. I don't think we're gonna spend it here. Kpop is just so on point with the crouch fierces here. She, you know, despite her having not the longest normals in the game, she has good hitboxes, right?
Absolutely.
I think people forget about that.
Yeah, the priority on that elbow. And of course, if it's the punish counter, you get like the really nice conversion with the EX air throw. But yeah, and I mean, the preparedness I think sticks out to me as Manabu wasn't really like jumping that much to just know that that was gonna come, and here comes the bomb. No super to kill, I believe. Oh, never mind. Never mind, the EX more than enough. Taking round 1, game 1 is Kpop.
Dude, Kpop, you know, I've been seeing him on Twitter start posting these clips about how to optimize Kimberly, and I think we just saw evidence of it right there. Didn't really have to spend much to get the kill, even though he won the set, right? You know, I think he's like, all right, I don't want to show you the movie. I want to get on to the next set here. I think we're taking a little bit of a breather here, chilling out. The first time we're seeing this, I think, in the top 24. Yeah. I think for good reason. You don't want to like mash, quickly go in, and you want to be a little bit more level-headed. You know, I want to see what kind of the answers are here from Manabu. I think you really have to be careful about, we haven't seen too many runs from Kpop here, but you still have to be conscious of it. You might see it start to be represented here later in the set. That's
right. But as we're seeing Manabu, on the other hand, a lot more turtley at the very outset of this. You see just like the down back, the almost like menacing, the ominous classic crouching Guile, all right? He has hardly moved from this round start position, and already Kpop almost on burnout, and with only a half of his health left.
Okay, Manabu putting themselves in burnout there. Kpop was able to get the reset here. What a punish counter. Stand fierce. Now put you in the corner. Now you have how many options you were to get hit by the bomb. Not a full conversion. Kpop usually doesn't drop those here. Kpop has to be very careful. The life lead was not theirs anymore, but Manabu able to swing their way back into victory.
The awareness to drop the attempt to gain charge to instead do the walk under. So clean. And the punish to boot. Manabu looking really good that round. Let's see if Kpop has like a nice response. One can down, right? So he only has like one of these setups.
I think the surprises keep coming here from Manabu too, starting to jump in on Kpop. Kind of like fighting fire with fire. I kind of like that, something you don't really expect from a character, but another EX flash kick is baited.
So consistent, these reads, right? He's just got Manabu's number twice.
Oh,
no, but had to do it early. I think he was worried the can was going to mess it up. But it really didn't matter. Man, Manabu just sort of like, I mean, Kpop got his teeth in and really never let go.
Yeah, the PNW states are clashing together. Oregon and Washington making quite the entertainment here. Another EX clash coming out for Manabu. There's that bazooka knee you were talking about, Leaf, trying to instill the plus frames here, pushing Kpop to the corner, calling out the jump. He is ready.
I love it so much. I think he blocked. No!
No, he did not. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Now it gives Manabu a chance to build out some of this drive gauge here. You still have a CA here from Kpop, but you get a chance to use it.
Yeah, this is the biggest lead that he's had since he won that last round. And
No way.
bro, he was
No
trying.
way.
That would have been so cool. Oh, dude, the coolest thing in this game is when players are ready for those just random stray hit force knockdowns. But Manabu doesn't really need the full combo. He just needs the trade. And you see it here as he snags that game, and we go to our first game 3 of top 24.
Honestly, I'll make a call. That was a calculated jump in because of how the health situation was, and knowing that there was more likely going to be a trade. I think Manabu was very intentional with that.
I feel the same way. Yeah, it's like we were saying the thing about the priority on that crouch fierce, but like it's the same thing that we were talking about with the Jury versus Guile crouch fierce, where it's just like any mistiming and the trade could go either way. At that health value, it was just like so worth it to risk.
And that's like kind of that margin of error that can kick in those tense moments here. But we're already off to the next game, getting a hard knockdown. But now we're not afraid to press on wake up, starting to go for these wake up buttons instead of wake up flash kick.
Nice. Right in that sweet spot, right in that dead zone. But Manabu not deterred, sitting on barely a bar of drive as Kpop just sort of dancing at this mid-screen, slowly inches in.
Okay, jumping right in, Kpop being a little more studious, weighing up these ranges to get these sweeps here. Manabu's starting to fight back a little bit more here. I think that's kind of like the push and pull of this matchup. So Manabu's like, okay, I can't be really passive. I can't be really patient. I have to meet you when it matters.
Yeah, aggressive keep out almost. It's the JP brand of zoning that this game is definitely built for. And Kpop, as a result, getting low on drive himself. The backslide fist. Punish. Okay, I think you can kill.
Absolutely here. Yeah, and that was such a well-spaced slide there at the end from Kpop. That gives him the chance to win that round. Now he has still some meter to build here. Might get another chance if he's able to put Manabu in the corner. Let's see how he's able to handle this going into it. I'm seeing what Manabu is doing, being a lot more boom heavy, right? You need a little more boom in your diet.
But a little early on the crouch medium kick, not able to get a flash kick up. And with that, Kpop taking this corner position. What could come next? We're surely going to see the can. Whoa!
No, you have to respect it was a setup. Kpop absolutely knew. You know, it looks like it was a drop, but it was all predetermined. Kpop going to take advantage with a level 3. Get rockin', put on the headphones here.
And
send it a message.
Yeah, I don't even think the buff comes into play. I think you're dead. Bada boom, bada
Bada
bing.
bing, bada boom. There it is. Kpop will be taking out Manabu here, taking out Oregon, and we'll be moving on for our top 24 here in Street Fighter 6.
What a fun set to go to our first game 3 of the sitting. I feel like any set that Kpop's involved in is like basically always a spectacle.
Dude, I always love commentating this guy's sets. I've been doing it here like for years and multiple like iterations of Street Fighter here. So it's always an honor to get to do that here. Always an honor to get to commentate at Fight Kingdom with my boy Leaf. And you know, it's honestly, this is like vibes, man. I'm having such a great time. These matches have been so so fast.
Dude, I want to point out something exciting.
What?
Kpop's fighting Dagger G.
Let's go. Okay, it's a run back, right? Run back from last.
Is that from last year?
I think so. I can't remember entirely, but because they were both in top 8 last year.
Right.
So I feel like did they get okay? Give me a second. you carry it. I want to dig for that. I want to give you the accurate lore.
Oh,